Sir Alex Ferguson. To some, he was the hairdryer. To others, a father figure. But to football, he was the ultimate benchmark of success. He didn't just win trophies, he built empires. Over 26 years at Old Trafford, he transformed a struggling club into a global powerhouse. It all started in Govan, Glasgow. Born in 1941, Alex grew up in a community defined by hard work and the rhythm of the shipyards. Those working-class roots were essential. His father, Alexander, was a shipyard worker who taught him that nothing is given, it is earned. Young Alex was a natural. He was a prolific striker in the Scottish amateur leagues, starting his career at Queen's Park while still a teenager. He moved to St. Johnstone, where he famously scored a hat trick against Rangers at Ibrox, a sign of the giant slaying to come. In 1967, he achieved his dream, joining Rangers for a record fee. But the dream didn't last, and his time at Ibrox would end in bitter disappointment. After Rangers, he played for Falkirk and Ayr United. He was still scoring, but his mind was already turning toward the dugout. In 1974, at just 32 years old, he took his first job at East Stirlingshire. He was paid just £40 a week, but the fire was lit. Then came St. Mirren. He took a young side from the bottom of the First Division to the top flight title in just 3 years. In 1978, Aberdeen came calling. This wasn't just another job, it was the chance to challenge the Glasgow Giants, Celtic and Rangers. At Aberdeen, he built more than a team. He built a fortress. He convinced his players that the entire Glasgow-centric world was against them. This siege mentality worked. By 1980, he had won the league title, the first time in 15 years a team outside Glasgow had done it. That title changed everything. It proved that Ferguson's methods could break even the strongest of monopolies. But he wasn't done yet. 4 Scottish Cups and a League Cup followed. Aberdeen was now a dominant force, and Europe was starting to take notice of the man in charge. The ultimate test came in the 1983 European Cup Winners' Cup. Aberdeen marched through the tournament, setting up a final against the giants of Real Madrid. In the pouring rain of Gothenburg, the frightened little club from Scotland outworked and outplayed the most famous team in the world. A 2-1 victory over Real Madrid. Aberdeen was now on the map, and Sir Alex Ferguson had won his first European trophy. Tactically, he was brilliant. He knew exactly how to neutralize Madrid's stars. It was a masterclass that every big club in England watched closely. In 1985, he won his 3rd league title with Aberdeen. To this day, it remains the last time a team other than Rangers or Celtic has won the Scottish top flight. By late 1986, it was clear that Ferguson had outgrown Scottish football. When Manchester United came calling, he didn't hesitate. On November 6, 1986, he was officially unveiled. He found a club that was 21st in the First Division and struggling with a drinking culture. He knew he had to change the culture. He began by tackling the indiscipline head-on, demanding professionalism from every player. He also looked at the youth system. He famously scouted a young Ryan Giggs personally, beginning a decades-long commitment to youth development. But success wasn't instant. The first 3 years were incredibly difficult, and the silverware remained out of reach. By December 1989, the fans had lost patience. A home defeat to Crystal Palace led to the famous "Ta-ra Fergie" banner. He was on the brink. Then came the FA Cup 3rd round against Nottingham Forest. Mark Robins scored, United won, and the legend goes that it saved Ferguson's job. United marched all the way to the final. A 3-3 draw and then a 1-0 replay victory over Crystal Palace gave Ferguson his first trophy at United. Lifting that cup changed everything. It bought him the time and the trust he needed to finish the job he had started. With English clubs returning to Europe, Ferguson had a chance to repeat his Aberdeen success on a much bigger stage. In 1991, they faced Barcelona in the Cup Winners' Cup final. 2 goals from Mark Hughes secured a 2-1 victory in Rotterdam. It was a statement. Manchester United was back on the European map, and the Ferguson era was truly beginning to take shape. But one trophy eluded him: the league title. United hadn't won it since 1967, and it was becoming an obsession for both the manager and the fans. In 1992, they came agonizingly close, only to lose out to Leeds United in the final weeks. It was a devastating blow, but Ferguson was already planning his response. That response was Eric Cantona. Signed for just £1.2 million from Leeds, the Frenchman would become the catalyst for the greatest era in English football history. Cantona brought flair, arrogance, and a winning mentality. He was the king Old Trafford had been waiting for, and Ferguson was his architect. In 1993, the 26-year wait finally ended. United were champions of England, and the Ferguson dynasty had its foundation. He didn't stop there. In 1994, United won the club's first ever double, winning both the Premier League and the FA Cup. The dominance had begun. He had built a team of warriors, men like Roy Keane and Paul Ince, gave the team a backbone of steel that was feared across the country. But as the mid-90s approached, Ferguson knew he had to evolve again. He was about to make the boldest move of his career. "You can't win anything with kids." Those were the words of Alan Hansen in 1995. Ferguson had sold his experienced stars and bet everything on the class of '92. Beckham, Scholes, Butt, and the Nevilles. They weren't just talented, they were united to the core. By the end of the season, they had won the double. The double-double cemented Ferguson's reputation as a master of evolution. He had proven that youth, when guided by the right leader, could conquer all. In 1997, the King retired. Cantona's exit was a shock, but Ferguson had already found his next captain in Roy Keane. The team was ready for its greatest challenge. The 1998-99 season is the stuff of legend. Ferguson set his sights on the treble, the Premier League, the FA Cup, and the Champions League. The FA Cup semi-final against Arsenal provided one of the most iconic moments, Ryan Giggs' incredible solo run and goal. The momentum was unstoppable. In Turin, Roy Keane produced the greatest individual performance of the Ferguson era, dragging United into the Champions League final despite knowing he would miss it through suspension. Barcelona, May 26, 1999. Trailing 1-0 as the clock hit 90 minutes, it looked like the dream was over. But Ferguson's teams never gave up. 2 goals in 3 minutes. Teddy Sheringham and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer turned despair into delirium. The treble was won in the most dramatic fashion imaginable. Manchester turned red. Hundreds of thousands lined the streets to celebrate a feat that had never been achieved before by an English club. Later that year, he was knighted. Sir Alex Ferguson had reached the summit of world football, but his hunger for trophies was far from satisfied. A hat-trick of Premier League titles followed. United were the undisputed kings of England, but new rivals were emerging to challenge the throne. Arsene Wenger's Arsenal pushed Ferguson to his limits. Their rivalry was fierce, tactical, and often personal, defining a decade of English football. Then came Jose Mourinho and the financial power of Chelsea. For the first time, United's dominance was truly threatened. Ferguson had to rebuild once again. He built his third great team around 2 young sensations, Wayne Rooney and Cristiano Ronaldo. They were the future of Manchester United. Under Ferguson's tutelage, Ronaldo transformed into the best player in the world. His dedication and Ferguson's guidance were a perfect match. Moscow, 2008, an All-English Champions League final against Chelsea. On a rainy night, it came down to a dramatic penalty shootout. Van der Sar's save, the celebrations in the rain. United were champions of Europe again. Sir Alex had conquered the continent twice. Ferguson's ultimate goal was to knock Liverpool off their perch. By 2011, he was 1 title away from the record 19th league win. In 2011, he did it. Manchester United won their 19th league title, making them the most successful club in English history. Sir Alex had fulfilled his promise. The 2012-13 season was Sir Alex's final campaign. He was determined to go out on a high, reclaiming the title from their local rivals. The signing of Robin van Persie was the masterstroke. His goals powered United to their 20th league title, Sir Alex's 13th Premier League crown. On May 8, 2013, the world was stunned. Sir Alex announced he would retire at the end of the season. An era was truly ending. Manchester said goodbye to its greatest leader. The parade was a celebration of 26 years of unparalleled success and memories. His final home game was an emotional farewell. "Your job now is to stand by our new manager," he told the crowd, ever the club man. Today, his name is literally part of the stadium. The Sir Alex Ferguson stand and his bronze statue serve as permanent reminders of his greatness. In retirement, he shared his secrets at Harvard. His principles of discipline, youth, and evolution are now taught to the next generation of global leaders. But beyond the trophies, his legacy is the standard he set. He didn't just manage a club, he defined an era of excellence that may never be matched. Sir Alex Ferguson, the boy from Govan who built the world's greatest footballing empire, the boss, the legend, forever united. Thank you for watching this tribute to the greatest of all time.